This is Kevin Mayo, and today we're drinking a Lawson's Finest Liquids Maple Nipple. It's an amber ale, 8% alcohol by volume, and it is brewed with maple, finished with our robust maple ale is loaded with 100% pure Vermont maple syrup. Not brewed with maple syrup, but maple syrup is added into it. It was canned on 3/9. Today is 5/20, so it's what, 6 weeks old, 7 weeks old. It says drink fresh. Once upon a time, 7 weeks in would still be considered a fresh beer. These days, we're like, oh my God, it's 7 weeks old. Huh? Lawson's Finest Liquids is one of Vermont's premier brewers, famous for several other beers, including Sip of Sunshine. This is from Vermont, so it must have been, I'm assuming it was brewed at the mothership. And we'll go ahead and give it a crack and see what we got. As always, if you like the reviews, please subscribe. We're always looking for new friends. And go ahead and leave comments because we love talking about friends. This actually goes back to a home recipe that the owners brewed together when they first started out, when I was looking it up. So it goes way back. This is a 25-year-old recipe on this beer. So we got I don't know if I'd call it reddish, but it's definitely a brown. I say we got some red highlights in there. It is filtered. You can see through it. Don't really see much in the way of any bubbles or action streaming up through it. Like I said, it's clear. It's a kind of a reddish highlight. And we got about 2 fingers of a tan to light brown head on it. I can actually smell maple all the way over here. Let's go ahead and do the aroma. Definitely get the maple. Get a little bit of the malt background. Maybe a hint of caramel toffee. And again, maple, and I got just the slightest little hint of pine in the back of that there. Let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers. So definitely maple. Maple up front. Not overly sweet. Surprisingly not. You'd expect it to be sweet. You'd get a decent bitter at the back end. I don't know what the IBUs are on it, but you get a decent bittering at the back end, even tending into a little bit of bite in the back of the throat. It's pretty, mouthfeel wise, it's got a nice soft mouthfeel to it. The maple is fairly subdued. I get a little bit of toffee, a little bit of breaded cracker in there, and then it finishes a little bit bitter. Just got maybe a hint of grapefruit rind coming through. Clean, crisp. Like I said, not overly sweet, definitely not cloyingly sweet. Got the maple. Maple's kind of in the middle too. Finish is maybe a little bit drying, but not overly dry. So it's a little, like I said, maple, some other underlying hints, and like a little bit of the malt, breaded cracker, a little bit of a traditional reddish type ale with some toffee caramel in there. Not a lot, just slight hints. Maple's kind of your big thing, and then finishing bitter is the rest of it. I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. I don't think it's a bad beer. It's just it's not really falling into anything that I would really like to drink. It's not really. I don't mind a nice red ale, but it's kind of gone off on a tangent from the red ale or an amber ale. So it's I don't know, building it up to 8%. in adding the maple syrup. You're probably adding more bittering hops to bring it back under control. So it's not a horrible beer. I'm not trying to really knock the beer. It's just not a beer for me per se. Till next time, keep drinking.